needed money to help support this and to support our website. I don't know if Brian Garcia's made it here yet. He's the director of the Yale Center for Business Environment. There he is, over there. I want to thank the mayor of New Haven, John Stefano, for being here to welcome us all to this fine city and for your leadership on climate issues. There's too many to mention of the state government staff who helped pull this together, but I want to highlight a couple of folks. Bob Wall from the Connecticut Clean Energy Fund, Energy Efficiency Fund, and also I want to thank Lynn Stoddard from the Department of Environmental Protection, who have been critical in pulling this together. But most of all, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank you for your leadership in your communities on climate change issues and sustainability. Nothing really happens without volunteers. You're the folks who make it happen. And this day is for you, to inspire you, to give you some new ideas, and to meet each other, because talking to each other is a great way to learn what more you can do and what else is out there that you can work on. So I would like to now start off by inviting the mayor to come up and say hello.
Thanks, Commissioner. Good morning, everyone. I hope you get a sense. I see you're going to take a tour. Kroon Hall is an extraordinary building, and I don't just mean the building materials. The systems in it and the carbon footprint in it are just amazing. So you can get a chance to see it. And I'd also say, just by well of acknowledging where we are, everyone should be so lucky to have a School of Forestry and Environmental Sciences such as this one in their community. It is a wonderful partner, both the faculty and the graduate students here, that does so much to improve quality of life and get us to look at ways of thinking differently. It's good to be with other municipal officials to reflect on what we're all doing, to learn from each other, and to present to one another. That's a good thing. I hope as you came in the city, you would have noticed some things. If you came in from I-95 east of the city and came over the Q Bridge, you would have seen a working windmill at Phoenix Press that's generating 100 kilowatts. If you'd come in the other side of I-95 and come up the connector, you would have seen a 32-story building that's nearing completion. It'll be the state's first platinum certified mixed-use building. It's 500 units. We think it is going to be the largest mixed-use commercial building that is platinum certified in the nation. If you came in other directions, you would have passed bike lanes. You would have passed one of our schools. We're replacing every school building in the city of New Haven. We have 47. We've done 37 of them. We've spent $1.1 billion. In the process of doing that, we've gone from 3 million square feet to over 4 million. We use less energy than we did before. We had the first gold certified school building in the state, and the largest array of solar panels in a public building in the state. Lots of efforts in that direction. And I just would also say, with having extraordinary staff here, we were the first city to sign up for 20% renewable. By 2010, we've reached that goal, so many of you are part of that effort as well, and it's good. I would just say this. I think while there's an opportunity to learn from each other, it's important to acknowledge that the whole is more than the sum of the parts. And what I mean by that is all of us together can do much more. I will tell you, for all our efforts, we fundamentally live in a state whose tax policies and whose zoning policies urge the consumption of green space. If you ever go to the clear maps that UConn puts up and take a picture, what was asphalt and developed 20 years ago and today, you'll see there's not a connection between the transit corridors of the state and where we do economic development. You'll see there still remains a disconnect between tax policy, so property tax dependent that we are, that basically tells rural suburban towns that want to keep green space that they should put a strip shopping center in what's a former farmland. For all our success at 360 State Street, 500 units, we still have utility companies that are resisting us doing net metering. We have a fuel cell there. Right now you can only attach a fuel cell to one unit. The laws are absurd, and in many ways they reflect 19th century thinking. I think this is important not just to promote quality of life, but for the reason it's smart economics. It's something we need to pursue. You're all amazing and extraordinary. It is good to have you here today. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. For those of you who come back, no drinking on the street. And I'm sure we'll be very successful at that. Have a great day. Thank you, Commissioner, for organizing.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I wanted to note a couple of things about today's summit. You should know that this summit is green. Not only are we in a beautiful building, LEED Platinum certified building, but we're working to give you electronic invitations to minimize paper. We've worked hard to minimize the carbon footprint of the actual event. I hope some of you were able to take advantage of our online ride matching, and we even have sustainable meals. So we try to not only inspire, but to walk the walk and to lead by example. And there's a great example right here in this community, Yale, in leading on climate issues. So it's now my pleasure.
Welcome you all here to our campus, and especially this great venue. This is Kroon Hall was just opened last year, and as you've heard, it has just received a platinum LEED rating, and I think there's some plans. I think Brian has organized some tours of the buildings for all of you to go see all of the facilities later this morning. I'm here to say a little bit about the Yale Climate and Energy Institute. I'm the deputy director of this institute, and this is a new institution. It's an umbrella organization that's trying to facilitate collaborations on campus and to promote action in climate and energy. Our goal is really to help develop strategies that can help society adapt and solutions to climate change. And we're working, have a number of programs. We've been just getting started. We're sort of growing, cutting our teeth a little bit in this. But under the direction of Rajendra Pachari, who's our director, many of you may know him. He's the director, the chair of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, and he shared with Al Gore the Nobel Prize a few years ago. He's been a great person to help lead the charge on this. I also want to introduce Juliana Wine, who's our assistant director. If you want to learn a little bit more about the Yale Climate and Energy Institute, she has some flyers that have been put out on the tables, and you can pick those up. One of the things that we're very much interested in doing is engaging with the community, and I'd like to especially encourage any of you who have interest in engaging with us to do so. As one of our introductory programs, we funded a number of seed grants, and several of those are aimed at local issues. One of them, for example, is a seed grant on global warming impacts on Connecticut salt marshes, and it's an interdisciplinary program from faculty in the EEB department, Ecology and Evolutionary Biology program, also with School of Forestry and Environmental Studies here in this building, and also Geology and Geophysics. That's one example of the interdisciplinary kinds of programs we're trying to encourage. Another good example of interdisciplinary program, although it's not a local program,